Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Precious and Battery Metal Summit 2018 here in Zurich. And now we want to talk, for the first time here in those 2 days, about Vanadium. And we have first Vanadium Corp here with Paul Cowley, the president and CEO of the company. Welcome.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, great to have you here. First time Vanadium, first time your company also. Maybe you can give us a short overview. Where are you based? Where are you working?
Yes. Well, first Vanadium is a Vancouver-based company, but it has a U.S.-based project in Nevada.
In Nevada?
In Nevada.
Whereabouts in Nevada?
We're very close to the Carlin Gold Trend, just south of Elko. In fact, we're only 6 miles away from Elko.
Okay, that's very decent, I would say.
Yeah.
So, of course, then the question for infrastructure is quite obvious.
It's superb. The location, the jurisdiction for mining, the infrastructure is tremendous. There's power within 5 miles. There's
roads, of course,
and a major rail hub. That's only 5 miles away from us.
Fantastic, great.
Tremendous.
So, super. Then let's dive into your project. What's the project about? You have done already some drillings for sure. I think you are working on a maiden resource, right?
Soon to have that, yes. This is a project that actually was discovered by a major mining company in the 1960s.
Oh, okay.
But they drilled it off. It looked very exciting for them, but unfortunately the metallurgy in those days just wasn't adequate enough. 50 years later, when we came along, they'd actually abandoned the project. 50 years later, new advancements in technologies in metallurgy have improved significantly. And we've picked up this project at a time when it was really undervalued. And we've advanced it, taken this old data, did our own drilling, verified it, shows a very, very simple geology, good high-grade vanadium deposit in sediments.
Fantastic. When you say high-grade, what does it mean, vanadium?
High-grade is, most deposits are 0.3% V2O3 or under. Some are a little bit higher than that. Ours is... There was a resource done in 2010 on this project by another issuer, and it had grades of 0.52. And so we're looking to improve on that with this with our maiden resource.
Yes, and this was of course not 4311 conform, but you're
doing
that now. It was.
In 2010 it was 4311 conform.
Okay, fantastic. And what other metals do you have?
There's a little bit of silver and zinc, but probably not a significant amount in comparison. Vanadium is the main metal there, and the main value metal. Okay, super.
So it's like we can say like a byproduct metal, which pays off the amount then.
Yeah, it could pay for the mining costs, for example.
Yeah, fantastic. Good. So what are the plans for 2019 with the project?
Well, we've advanced it through 2 levels of drilling. We're just about to release a series of news releases in the next 4 to 6 weeks. 2 weeks after that, probably a resource calculation. And then, because we believe that the project is so strong, we're going to go immediately into a pre-feasibility. So we're looking to initiate that pre-feasibility in the first quarter of next year.
Great.
So a year from now, we should have the pre-feasibility numbers. So what we're looking at is basically from a rediscovery to a pre-feasibility in under 2 years.
Great. And you have the money to do that?
We do. Yeah, we have $2.3 million in the treasury right now. We've got warrants that are all in the money that can bring in another $2.7 million. Nice. So we don't need to do another raise for at least a year and a half.
Fantastic. Yeah. So longer term, what's the game plan? Do you want to bring that into production yourself or maybe with a partner?
Our aim is to take it into production.
Great. How long would be that pass to go in production?
It's a little bit arm waving to consider that, but it's not unreasonable to think it could be about a 5-year plan.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
We're in a really good jurisdiction right now for permitting, and we're also in a good geopolitical time because the U.S. government is very uncomfortable about all the vanadium that it buys is coming from China and Russia. And South Africa, and it's very uncomfortable not having its own domestic supply of vanadium. So it's making moves in legislation to streamline the permitting process for projects like vanadium, because it's considered a strategic metal.
Exactly. So it will be maybe put on the critical metals list.
Exactly, it is.
Yeah. It is already.
It is, yes. And so that means streamlining
big advantage
permitting.
for you. Yeah.
Big advantage, yes, that's right.
So they want to see that in production.
That's right.
That's
they
good.
do.
Fantastic.
They want to see that metal come to American consumers faster.
Of course. And out of the US, of course.
Of course.
Great. Can you elaborate a bit on the vanadium market itself? So what I know with vanadium is that you use it, I think, also for steel alloys.
Mostly,
that's one thing,
yeah.
But on the other hand, I read about liquid vanadium batteries.
Yes.
Yeah, you can use for big ships, for example. Yeah. Can you maybe elaborate a bit?
Sure, certainly. I'll try.
For what you use it and the market also itself.
About 90% of the vanadium in the world gets consumed in steel, mainly to strengthen steel. So in rebar, structural steel, infrastructural uses, pipelines, also in the aeronautical industry as well for the high tension and pressures that turbines experience. But there's about 10% that's going into these redox flow batteries that are a vanadium electrolyte. This is only about 10% of the market, but it is growing, and it's being commercialized as we speak. And these are large stationary batteries that are being bought and installed by power companies to modulate their energy, because basically you can store megawatts of power in these batteries. It's a very, very ideal battery storage and a long-term 25-year life versus the lithium-ion battery that will degrade over time. This is a good solution for sustainability and economics.
But I think can you use it for cars also?
There's a little bit of vanadium that is actually in the electric car battery, the electric battery. Mostly it's lithium, cobalt, nickel, but there's a little bit of vanadium, and the vanadium actually adds distance and torque to the battery. So I'm expecting that over time, research will try to get more vanadium into those electric batteries, and that'll just add more and more demand. Another interesting new demand in the vanadium is because vanadium strengthens and lightens steel. There's more vanadium going into car chassis or frames, so that they're lighter and more fuel efficient. So there's only about 15% of the car chassis out there that have vanadium. In the next probably 5 to 10 years, it'll be much, much higher.
Oh, interesting.
These are all new demands.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is that this lopsidedness of the demand, high demand but short supply of vanadium. So there's very few suppliers of it out there. It comes from China. I think the biggest
one is like Largo, isn't it?
Largo is Brazil, but it's a smaller percentage of the overall global amount. But mostly it comes from China, Russia, South Africa, and Brazil as a smaller one. From the Largo's mine. It's a very successful mine.
So how was the price development the last, let's say, 2 years? It went up, right?
Over the last 3 years. Typically, vanadium prices are about $3 a pound. They're now in China, $34 a pound.
Oh my goodness!
So it's gone 11 times in 3 years.
Okay,
it's all because of this strong demand and very, very tight supply line.
Fantastic. So for you, it must be fantastic even to go, let's say it takes 4 or 5 years to go in production. But I mean, with those prices, and they will sustain, as it looks like, as you're telling us?
We believe that in the short and intermediate time frame, that the prices will stay firm up in these levels. It's hard to predict beyond that, but we can see these other interesting demands coming online. As new production comes online, that'll have some impact, but with the continued excess demand, I think it'll be fairly stable.
Fantastic. Great. Question, who are your shareholders in the company, and what is management share?
Management owns about 16% of the company, and there's another 30% in about 8 hands, either a couple small funds and some high net worth individuals. So there's really, of the 37 million shares that we have, which is a very tight,
absolutely tight,
share structure, and we're very proud of that. There's about 15 million shares that are basically in the float, and our shares are trading roughly 200,000 to 300,000 shares a day, so it's very liquid. people can come and go as like when they made some profit, or et cetera. So it's a very, very healthy company, healthy project, managed by
right jurisdiction,
nice jurisdiction, and run by professional engineers and geologists. So these are guys that have worked with major mining companies. Yeah. They know how to advance projects. They know what critical flaws there are in projects. We can avoid those things. We're advancing it in a very systematic, technical, hitting milestones and exceeding milestones on a technical basis. And our shares moved from 10 cents to roughly at $1.50 now. So we've gone 15,
nice move,
15 times. We've almost reached $2 about 3 weeks ago. So we've got a very healthy situation.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Great.
Very excited about what we're doing.
Paul, thank you very much. It really looks like you did a great job so far.
Thank you very much.
And I would say, keep it hitting and keep the drills turning. And we look forward then, to your next resource and the next levels in the company.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Great. Pleasure.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it was Paul Cowdy, the president and CEO of First Vanadium Corp. And you heard it, a big success story so far. Stock went from 10 cents to over $2, now at approximately 150, 160. They are working nearby Elko in Nevada, so fantastic jurisdiction, all infrastructure is there. The company is financed for the next work programs, and we look forward to some good news. The vanadium market is in good shape, and it looks like the demand is rising as e-mobility is rising further. So check out the company. Thanks for watching us. Bye-bye from Zurich.
Thank you.